Hey everybody, excited to talk to you a little bit today. Today I want to talk a little bit about triggers and reasons that people get audited. We all know that those of us that self-report that own small businesses have a higher likelihood of getting audited. And Joel, you've worked with thousands of business owners. You've worked with thousands of small businesses. What are some of the mistakes that you've seen people make along the way that ended up in that audit happening?
I mean, typically what's happening is we're seeing people get bad advice.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens is bad advice goes into the tax return. So we like to say garbage in, garbage out, right? So
Absolutely.
If I'm getting garbage advice and I try to apply that information to how I complete a tax return, that tax return is going to be garbage and it's going to have a higher likelihood of being looked at and being audited. So you've really got to look at where am I getting my advice from? You know, am I getting it from Uncle Bob who came over for dinner, who's mad at the government and just wants to give you bad advice because it makes him feel good? Or am I going to YouTube and typing some information up and just seeing someone who has no business giving you advice at all? Or am I actually sitting down with my CPA who's familiar with my business, familiar with my industry, going through my information with me specifically to ensure I avoid all those kinds of pitfalls of getting bad advice from people?
One thing that I like that you said, and maybe just to make sure everybody picked up on it, is bad advice from YouTubers, so on and so forth, agreed. But in addition to that, you mentioned, am I really sitting down with my accountant and getting good advice throughout the year? It's not just about that end of the year good advice, but am I getting advice throughout the year to make sure things are done
throughout
right?
the year. So here's the other thing when it comes to taxes. So oftentimes people come ask me tax questions, friends, family members, and they'll ask me something and my first response is always, it depends.
Yeah.
Right? It depends.
I hate when you give me that answer.
I know,
just so you
it
know.
depends.
Yeah.
And then we have to go into your particular tax situation because everyone's tax situation is different. Generalizing answers for everyone is difficult to do because you may have certain intricacies of what you did throughout the year and how money came to you or how money flowed out that we got to get into. So I would say being familiar with your particular situation and the intricacies of what you do specifically goes a long way into helping you avoid audits.
Absolutely. So I think the takeaway for all of us is make sure you're getting advice from the right people, number one. And make sure, number two, that advice isn't something that's given to you in one lump sum at the end of the year in hope of doing it right, but that you're getting that right advice along the way to make sure you execute properly. We know it's important for you to keep your business running smoothly. Here at Tax Hive, we stand ready to help with all of your tax and business needs so that you can focus in on what it is that you do best, and that's running your business. We have an entire team of experts who stand ready to help you out. Schedule a strategy session with one of our specialists today.